And we're going to talk a little bit more about Bootstrap 5. Bootstrap 5 is a newer version of Bootstrap. It is extremely popular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework that is used for responsive mobile-first websites. And the way it works is you add classes to your tags, and those classes include the formatting that you want. So it's just a matter of kind of learning what the classes are. And the advantages of Bootstrap is that really all you need to know is HTML and CSS. It's responsive, so your page can be viewed on all sorts of different devices. It is mobile first, and it is compatible with all web browsers. Now, there are some defaults that you need to be aware of. Bootstrap has removed a lot of the JavaScript dependencies, but it does use jQuery for validation. And for some components like modals and tooltips and that kind of thing, it uses Popper.js, which includes JavaScript in it. The defaults in Bootstrap 5 are a font size of 1 rem, which is about 16 pixels, a line height of 1.5. All your paragraphs have a margin top set to 0 and a margin bottom set to 1 rem. Those are defaults. As far as the page structure goes, Bootstrap 5 does require HTML5. So if you guys remember, doc type HTML is how the browser recognizes HTML5. And because it is a mobile first layout, make sure you have the meta tag in your layout page. And by default, this is all incorporated into layout.cs HTML. The way that Bootstrap works is your site needs to be in a container class. And so your container class can be .container or .container fluid. And the basic difference is that fluid kind of fills the screen and container does not. I do have some links that you guys can kind of check out, although it is kind of hard to see without any kind of background coloring. So I'm going to add a little background success coloring and see if it picks it up. All right, so you can kind of see that does not span the whole page. And that does. So that is the difference between fluid and container fluid, or I should say container and container fluid. Let's see. So everything's in a container. And then if you want columns and rows, you're going to use the Bootstrap grid system. So every time you want a row, you have to specify the row class. And then within the row, you can specify how many columns you have or you want. And to do that, you're going to use the call class. You can have up to 12 columns in a row. And so you can just use call dash, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever number you want, as long as the numbers add up to 12. So if you wanted 3 equal space columns, you could do call dash 4 in, one element, call dash 4 in a second element, call dash 4 in a third element. That equals 12. So there's your row. And you'll notice that, you can add SM, MD, LG, just to indicate what most people will be using when they view your page. So here's a little example. I've got a call 4 and a call 8. This is how it looks live. Okay, and you can see I colored the background so you could see how those columns would look in a row. So basically, if you set up columns for a medium device and someone views it on a smaller device, Bootstrap does adjust to the next size down. Okay, that is not a problem. Now, what if you want just 3 evenly spaced columns and you don't want to have to do a dash with a number? Well, you can do that. You can just say class equal call, and then it assumes that they're all going to be the same. Because all of our views are pulled in to layout where at render body is located, you will typically have a container class above that. You'll have at render body enclosed in a container class, which means that all of our views are part of a container. And so we can then specify the rows and the columns. Okay, and so here's just a little example showing you that.